Hello students, last time we studied about the effects of electric current. Now we continue the next point, force acting on current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. One activity is given for us. Try this. Material is given flexible copper wire, stand, electric cell, a horseshoe magnet with a strong magnetic field. Procedure: using the stand, fix the copper wire so that it passes through the poles of the horseshoe magnet as shown in the figure 4.10. Connect the circuit as well. What do you observe? Whenever a current is not flowing through the wire, it remains straight. That is position A. You check in the diagram. When the current flows from top to bottom, the wire bends and come into position C. If the current direction is reverse, that is, it flows from bottom to the top end, the wire bends but come in the position B. This means that direction of the force on the wire is perpendicular to the magnetic field and the direction of current. So you underline this. The direction start from here. Hold this line, you underline. Clear? Here the direction of the magnetic field is from north to south in the diagram indicated by the letter H. In this experiment, it is noted that whenever current flows through a conductor in presence of magnetic field, a force is exerted on the conductor. What we are getting here from this experiment, it is noted that you mark that line start from here. Whenever current flows through a conductor in the presence of magnetic field, a force is exerted on the conductor up to this. You make the bracket or you make the underline. Clear? If the direction of the current is reverse, so what happens? The direction of the current is reverse, the direction of the force also get reverse. You underline this. Where is that sentence? Start from here. All this line you underline up to the reverse. Clear? If the magnet is kept reverse, second line, if magnet is kept reverse, its south pole is brought at the position of its north pole and its north pole brought to the position of its south pole. So what will happen? Now check the answer of this question on the next page. So what happened? Again we are getting the answer. That direction is changed. That answer is given here. Now you underline last one. What will happen in this question? What is that question? You mark that. Question is here. If up to the here. Okay. So what is the answer? Answer is given here. If the direction of the current is reverse, then what happen? The direction of the force also get reverse. That is the question and this is the answer given in the paragraph. Next page. Activity given related to the explanation. Check the this is a figure related to this. That is all connections are given. The above experiment clearly shows that a force is exerted on the current carrying conductor. The direction of this force depends on both the direction of the current and the direction of the magnetic field. So you make underline there. The direction of this force depends on two factors. Which one? Direction of current and second, direction of magnetic field. Underline it properly. Experimentally, it is possible to show that This force is maximum when the direction of the current is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. How will you do this? So answer of this question we revise. So see what is the answer given here. I will show the answer on my handwriting. Check this. Page number 55 in your textbook, and that question is given related to our activity. So how will you show that the force is maximum when the direction of the current is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field? So answer. If the horseshoe magnet in the experiment is tilted, means bent slightly on one side with some angle, then the force exerted on the copper wire will be less. That is, the wire will slowly less bending. Second point, if the magnet is arranged such that it is perpendicular with the wire, the force will be maximum. That is, the wire will show maximum bending. That is the answer of that given question. Now one more question given for us related to this activity. Try this on the same page number 55. What is that question? Determine the direction of the force on the wire in above experiment and verify your findings. So 2 points are given. From the above experiment, it is determined that the direction of the force on the wire is perpendicular to both the magnetic field and direction of the current. And verify our answer. So it is verified using Fleming's left hand rule. So our next point is that given in our textbook, that is Fleming's left hand rule. See what is the explanation given there. Fleming's left hand rule. In the above experiment, we considered the direction of the electric current and the direction of the magnetic field are found that the direction of the force exerted is perpendicular to both. There is a simple rule relating these three directions. This rule is called Fleming's left hand rule. So according to this rule, see in the figure, three fingers are mutually perpendicular to each other. Which one? Thumb. Thumb is in the direction of, thumb shows the direction of force on the conductor. The finger nearby the thumb called as the index finger. Then that finger shows the direction of magnetic field. And third one, middle finger. This finger shows the direction of current. So in three-dimensional with the help of fingers and arrows also given here. So same rule found by the scientist Fleming. That's why giving the name Fleming's left hand rule. So we are writing the rule here. So you properly underline this rule. Start from here. Fleming's left hand rule. At the time of writing the answer, you make the title first and then dash and then start from here. The left hand thumb, index finger and the middle finger are straight so as to be perpendicular to each other. This is your first point, you are getting 1 mark. And second point, start from here. Now here sequence is very important. Okay, so if the index finger shows the direction of magnetic field, first of all, index finger shows the direction of magnetic field and middle finger points, yeah, middle finger shows the direction of the current. Then at the last, what we write? Direction of the thumb shows the direction of the force on the conductor. Now check here. Clear? All are getting? First index finger, second place middle finger shows the direction of current. Then direction of the thumb shows the direction of force on the conductor. Check there. Direction of the force on the conductor, that is shown in figure also. All are getting? So this is a 2-mark question asked in the exam. State Fleming's left hand rule. Already this question, try this, already we revise. Now next point is electric motor. All of you know about the electric motor. You know various forms of energy. You also know that energy can change its form. Last year in lesson number 2, work and energy, we learn in detail that one form of energy is converted into the another form. Which law is that? That law is called as what? Law of conservation of energy. That law we learn in that lesson number 2 in standard 9. So your question is asked like this. It is 3 to 5 mark question asked on this topic. So one by one we revise the points. First of all, what is electric motor? 1 mark question. Okay, what is electric motor? So your answer start from here. A device changing electrical energy. A device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy is known as electric motor. So what is electric motor? So you write this answer, you are getting 1 mark. Now around us in our day-to-day life, an electric motor is a boon. Means electric motor used in many fields. Which are of that? It is used in fan, refrigerator, mixers, washing machines, computers, pumps, and so many other, etc. So how does this motor work? So we learn in detail about the electric motor. So this is the diagram is given here. Clear? What is given? Check that. Here north and south is mentioned. North pole, south pole of horseshoe magnet. Then here split rings, that is half of rings fixed on this axle. This is the axle. Where are the split rings? That is here showing. This is the first split ring, this is second split ring fixed on the axle, that is indicated by the letter X and Y. Next one, carbon brushes are given here. Where is that carbon brushes? That is attached, mentioning the letter E and F. These carbon brushes are fixed on the split ring. Where is that carbon brushes? One is here and second one is on this side. Clear? All are getting? Now this is a figure given. Then connection of cell or battery, one K means nothing but key. And then one wire loop, that is a rectangular loop is forming here, giving the label A, B, C, D. So question is asked here like this way. I will show the answer in proper way. So we revise that point again. How to write the answer of Fleming's left hand rule, and then afterward we are continue that electric motor. So question asked for the 2 marks. State Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. 2. Mentioning 2 separate sub-points. First sub-point is the left hand thumb, index finger and the middle finger are stretched so as to be perpendicular to each other. And second point, what we write? The in sequence you write the answer about the fingers. If the index finger shows the direction of the magnetic field and the middle finger shows the direction of current, then the thumb shows the direction of force on the conductor. So you are getting the 2 marks for this answer. So we jump towards that next point. So question is asked in the exam like this way. Electric motor. What is electric motor? Write its principle. Draw a neat label. Draw a neat diagram and label it. Explain the construction and working. 3 to 5 mark question. So what is electric motor? A device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy is called electric motor. So you are getting 1 mark. So you draw the diagram from the textbook with label, then afterward continue. Next point is what is construction. Sorry, here what is its principle. So first of all I will show the answer of principle, that you continue in sequence all these answers. This answer is remaining from me, so you write the answer in proper way. So what is the principle of electric motor? Electric motor works on the principle that, so you underline here, a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field experience a force. So if you write this answer about the principle of electric motor, so you are getting 1 mark. Be careful. Then afterward, what is given in question? So we are writing the meaning of electric motor, principle. Now you draw the diagram with label, and then afterward we are writing the construction and working. So construction. So we are writing in construction which are the main components present in electric motor. So main components of electric motor are 5 to 6 are given there. First one is rectangular coil. So you write the answer like this way only in exam. Rectangular coil, a large number of turns of resistive coating, that is also called as insulated. So insulated copper wire wound on iron core in rectangular shape forms a coil ABCD. You simultaneously you check in that diagram also. Second component is here, that is a strong magnet. The coil is placed between the north pole and south pole of a strong horseshoe magnet which provide a strong magnetic field. The branch AB and branch CD are perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. Now this magnetic field is present between the 2 poles of the horseshoe magnet, and our coil side AB and CD, so both are perpendicular to each other. You think about it. Third component used in electric motor is split ring. It is also called as a commutator. The 2 ends of the loop or coil are connected to the 2 halves X and Y of the split ring. That is given this label X and Y mentioning in the diagram. What is the function of this split ring or commutator? So you underline here. Split ring reverses the direction of the current in the cell. This is a function of split ring or commutator. Axle, fourth component is axle. The 2 halves of the ring have resistive coating on their inner surfaces and are tightly fitted on the axle. So what is the main function of axle? That you write here. The main function of axle you underline, to rotate with the coil. What is the main function of axle? The main function of axle is to rotate with the coil. Fifth component is use your carbon brushes. The 2 halves of the split rings X and Y have their outer conducting surfaces in contact with the 2 stationary carbon brushes E and F respectively. You check in the diagram. These 2 brushes are used. So what is the function of these carbon brushes? That is given here. So underline, to press the split rings. For that purpose, these carbon brushes are used in electric motor. And fifth, last component used in electric motor is battery. The battery supplied the current to the coil ABCD. That is a function of this battery. All are getting? So these are the 6 components are used in electric motor. So construction is over. Now working of the electric motor, you check the diagram, no problem. See in our textbook, after you draw the diagram and then do the proper study. This is the diagram, check, all are given here. Okay, all are getting. Next, now working of electric motor, few points are given here. First point, when the circuit is completed, the current flows in the branch AB of the loop from A to B through the carbon brushes E and F. Second point, since the direction of the magnetic field is from North Pole to South Pole, according to the Fleming's left-hand rule, a force is exerted on the branch AB in downward direction. The direction is very important here. That AB side move in the downward direction. Third point, the current in the CD branch. What happened in CD branch? The current in the CD branch is in the opposite direction to that in the AB branch. Compare with AB branch and compare these two branches, in which direction current flows. In the branch AB, current flows in a which direction? Check here, downward direction. At the same time, current flows in the CD branch in opposite direction, that is from in upward direction, and therefore force is exerted on the branch CD in upward. You read these points and check the direction also. Getting? Next, fourth point, thus the loop, that is the coil ABCD, and the axle starts rotating in the direction is important. Underline which direction? Left hand side AB branch, right hand side CD branch. AB branch goes in downward direction and CD branch goes in upward direction. So right to left rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Think about it. Okay, after half rotation, the two halves of the split rings X and Y comes in contact with the carbon brushes F and E, not E and F are mentioned here. That's why I am writing with a red pen. Initially what happened? That a split ring X is in contact with carbon brush E and split ring Y is in contact with F. But after half rotation, what happened? This is a change. So X is in contact with F carbon brush and Y split ring is in contact with E carbon brush, and the current in the loop starts flowing in the direction. Now that coil position is changed, the branch AB and CD changing their position. So in which direction current flows? Current flows in this direction. You underline, that is a DCBA. When this happened? After half rotation, that coil is rotated in opposite direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. Next point, therefore a force is exerted on the branch DC now in downward direction. What happened here? Check, I am showing, that is given on the previous page, no problem. See here, you remember the position. Your CD branch in upward direction, right, and AB branch downward direction. Now check here what happened after half rotation. After half rotation, there is a change occur. So I am showing, check. Therefore, a force is exerted on the branch. Force is exerted on branch DC in a downward direction. Initially in upward direction, now in downward direction, and on the branch BA in upward direction. We are reading this not CD, we are reading DC. Not we are reading AB here, we are reading BA. This is a direction of current. According to direction of current, we are reading this name of the branches. So you remember this, and the loop continues to rotate in the again which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. So every half rotation, what happen? This AB and CD branch changing their position, and then current is always flows in anti-clockwise direction. Next, last point. Thus, the current in the loop is reverse after every half rotation. Initially, that current is passing through BA, but after half rotation, passing through in which direction? AB. These are the changing the direction. AB, initially AB, then afterward BA. Initially current passing in a CD direction, but after half rotation, the same current passing through, force is exerted in opposite direction, that is the DC. Thus, the current in the loop is reverse. Underline this. After each half rotation, and the loop and the axle continues to rotate in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. The rotation is not stopped. So this is the working of electric motor, construction and working. That's why this question is asked for 3 to 5 marks. So you read it carefully, write the same question with answer in your notebook. Whatever the question answers given on these pages, that you also write in your notebook, and some assignment questions are given that you also write in your notebook. Next one, we are going back on page number 56. So that is over. Now find out what is given. Why are carbon brushes used in electric motor? How do these work? In order to find answer to such questions, try to visit a nearby workshop and try to understand the construction of an electric motor. Nowadays what happened? Due to lockdown, that is not possible, but after Diwali, before the Diwali, possible. Then you visit that workshop and understand the construction of electric motor. Clear? So we have find the answer of these two questions. See on my page. Here. Find out page number 56. That question is already we read. Now what is the answer? First one. Why are carbon brushes used? Answer of this question is carbon brushes are used to press the split ring. For that purpose, carbon brush is used. Second question, how do these work? So very simple. The contact between the split rings and brushes result in the flow of current through the circuit. That is the work of carbon brushes. All getting? So you write in your book, no problem. Okay, already we read this principle initially. So this is an explanation about the electric motor that is given on page number. Which page number? 50, 55 or 56? Check. 56. Now next point. Electromagnetic induction. When we have seen in the previous section that if we keep an electric conductor in a magnetic field such that direction of the current flowing through the conductor is perpendicular to the magnetic field, then a force is exerted on the conductor. Because of this, the conductor moves. But if an electric conductor is moving in a magnetic field, or magnetic field around a stationary conductor is changing, then what will happen? In order to find out an answer of this question, research was done by the great scientist, underline that name of scientist, Michael Faraday. In the year 1831, Faraday showed that what is the output of his experiment? Underline. An electric current can be produced in a conductor with the help of moving magnet. Due to moving magnet, electric current is produced in a conductor. Conductor means metallic wire connect in the circuit. All are getting? Okay. So, related to this small point, electromagnetic induction, what are the different types of question asked? I will show on the paper. Check. Electromagnetic induction. First one, what is electromagnetic induction? 1 mark question. So, answer. Initially, we are writing the title electromagnetic induction, then answer. The process by which a changing magnetic field in a conductor induces means what? Produces a current in the another conductor is called electromagnetic induction. What is the second question asked related to this point? How does electromagnetic induction generate electric current in the circuit? So answer. When electric conductor, electric means what? Current carrying. Current is carrying through metals only. So you remember this point. When electric conductor, current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, means magnet is present around the electric conductor. So there is automatically magnetic field is present, such that the direction of current flowing through the conductor is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Then force is exerted on the conductor and the displacement of the conductor is maximum. So in this way, this electromagnetic induction generate electric current in that circuit. One more question given here. Check that. That is an in-text question. In that paragraph, one question is given. What is that? If an electric conductor is moving in a magnetic field, or the magnetic field around a stationary conductor is changing, what will happen? In both the cases, due to change in the intensity of magnetic field near the conductor, current will be induced, means produced in the conductor. That is the answer. That sentence, that question is given in that text, and answer of that question, what will happen? So that is happen here. Next point is galvanometer. First of all, we check the textbook page. Galvanometer. So galvanometer is a sensitive device which works on the same principle so that of an electric motor that we have studied earlier. So we know the principle of electric motor that we already revised before some time. We can make some electrical measurements with this instrument. A coil is a position between the pole pieces of a magnet in such a way that the pointer on the galvanometer dial is connected to it. When a small current, for example only 1 milliampere, flows through the coil will rotate. The rotation will be proportional. So underline that rotation will be proportional to the current. What is the meaning of this? More the current passing through the circuit, more the rotation of that pointer is occur in this galvanometer. Less the current passing, rotation of that needle is also less, because it is a very sensitive device. Even very small current such as 1 milliampere passing through the coil, deflection we are observing in this instrument. You are getting? Next. Even voltmeter Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference or voltage. Ammeter is used to measure the current in the circuit. These two instruments also work on the same principle. In galvanometer, the pointer deflects on both the sides of the zero mark depending on the direction of current. That needle is moving left hand side or right hand side, that it depends on the direction of current in the circuit. Check this galvanometer. Check here. At the center 0 is there. So this is the needle that is moving in left hand side or right hand side, that it depends on the direction of the current. All getting? Okay. So related to this point, we revise one question. See, what is that question? Galvanometer. What is the use of galvanometer and how does it work? It is a 2-mark question asked in the exam. A galvanometer is used to detect the presence of current in a circuit. What is the use of galvanometer? Galvanometer is used to detect the presence of current in a circuit. That is the use. Now, how does it work? Only 2 simple points are there. If the current in a circuit is 0, the galvanometer will show 0 reading or no deflection of that needle occur, because current is 0. Current is not passing through the circuit. That's why galvanometer shows 0 reading or no deflection. One more point, the deflection is either side of the 0 mark, that it depends on the direction of the current. That point is already given in that paragraph. So in this way, if you are writing these 3 points, so you are getting 2 marks. Any doubt? So ask, if you are having any doubt, so ask your doubts on my personal number. Okay, next one. Next paragraph. Here one activity, try this activity is given for us. Now see, here magnet, then a galvanometer, and even a not galvanometer, actually that is an ammeter to measure the current is produced or not. On both the sides, 2 wooden stand. At the center, one magnet fixed on a stand in a vertical manner. Now see that what is given. Collect the material as shown in the figure. Complete the circuit by connecting the galvanometer. Keep the bar magnet erect, means standing position, in such a way that its north or south pole, anyone, is just below the copper wire. Copper wire is not touches to that magnet. Now, if the wire is kept moving from A to B, the pointer of the galvanometer, okay, that instrument is a galvanometer. What is the use of galvanometer? To detect the current present in the circuit or not. For that purpose, so after moving that magnet, if current is produced in this wire or conductor, that is shown with the help of this galvanometer. Okay, so galvanometer get deflect if current is produced. This is called Faraday's electromagnetic induction. What is this called as? Faraday's electromagnetic induction. Now move the magnet with the wire fix. There are 2 activities. Move the magnet with the wire fix. The galvanometer pointer still get deflected. Which are of these 2 activities? First time you move the magnet from A to B, and at the second time you move that conductor wire or coil from A to B. Out of these 2, out of these 2 material, we are moving any one material from A to B and B to A. So we are getting the deflection in the galvanometer, and that's why this experiment found by the scientist Faraday, and that's why that is called as Faraday's electromagnetic induction. All are getting? Next. Next one. Now here, try this activity given for us. Now question with answer are given in this. So what is the first diagram? Check here. 4.16a. When the current in the solenoid coil is switched on or off. So what happened? See here, in this paragraph answer is given. Complete the circuit as shown in the figure. Now discuss about and select the component as required in this experiment. So your answers start here. I will show the answer. Start from here. In this experiment, if we open the plug key, open means for make a switch off. Clear? We are getting the meaning of this word. This is related to electricity. We learn in standard 9. If we open the plug key and make the current 0 in the coil, we are making the switch off, so no current in the coil, so current is 0. The pointer of the galvanometer, and make the current 0 in the coil. The pointer of the galvanometer deflects to a side and quickly comes back to 0. If the current in the coil is started again, means we are making the switch on. So which word use here in electricity? We are making the switch close. Make switch on means switch close. So what happened? The pointer again deflects to the other side and then returns quickly to 0. This is the answer of these questions up to 0. Clear? Start from here. In this up to 0. This is the answer of this diagram of this question. Now next. Now second diagram is given here. Galvanometer and battery is mentioning. Check all the diagrams. What is 4.16b? When a current is passing through the solenoid coil, means coil like a spring, that is called a solenoid. Last time we learned. And the coil is displaced laterally with respect to the coil. So what happened? We are checking. So answer of this question given here. Where is that answer? I will show your answer from here to here. Okay. When the electrical current is flowing through the solenoid coil and the solenoid coil is displaced with respect to the coil, you do any one activity out of these two, then what you are getting? The current is still produced in the coil. That is shown by this galvanometer. All are getting? Out of these two activities, you perform any one. Yeah, one by one you do both the activities. Always you are getting deflection of the galvanometer. So why deflection of galvanometer occur? Because current is still produced in that coil. And one more activity given for us, that is check here. This is a C option. When a current passing through the solenoid coil and the solenoid coil is displaced longitudinally with respect to the coil. So what happened in this case? So question is given for us. Check that question given in the first line or related to this diagram 4.16. So what can be inferred or concluded from these two experiments? Even if the solenoid coil is kept stationary, means remains as it is at rest position, or a change in current in the solenoid coil produces a current in the coil. If the solenoid coil is moved towards or away from the coil, we see a deflection of the galvanometer. Move close to that coil, move away from that coil. That is 4.16c. Also, the faster the displacement of solenoid, larger the deflection of the galvanometer pointer. Faster the displacement of the solenoid. We are moving that solenoid coil very fast. So what we observe in galvanometer, deflection of the needle also larger. If the current in the solenoid coil is changed, a current is produced in the coil, or if the solenoid coil is moved towards the coil, then also a current is produced in the coil. So we are doing any activity. So what happened in that activities? Current is produced in the coil. All getting? So again you read again and again and clear your concept. So 2-mark question asked on this topic. Faraday's law of induction. If a current is switched on or off in the solenoid coil, a current is induced, means produced in the coil. Such as induction is also observed when the current in the solenoid coil is increased or decreased. Current is induced, means produced in the coil when it is moved aside from front of the solenoid. From this experiment, it is understood that, so we are mark the law, that this law is asked for the 2 marks. We start from our answer here. Whenever the number of magnetic lines of force passing through the coil changes, current is induced in the coil. This is called Faraday's law of induction. All of you mark this answer. Whenever the number of magnetic lines of force passing through the coil changes, current is induced or produced in the coil. Is known as Faraday's law of induction. The current produced in the coil is called induced current. After we are doing the activity, that current is produced in the coil. That's why that current produced in the coil is called as what? Current is produced in the coil is called as induced current. Mark it properly. Again 2-mark question asked, like Fleming's left hand rule, Fleming formulated the right hand rule also. Again use the 3 fingers. Thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor. Forefinger shows the direction of magnetic field, and middle finger shows the direction of current in left hand rule. But in right hand rule, which word is used here? Direction of this induced current. So again we are writing the same 2 points. Where is our law? You read the remaining lines. I will show what is the answer of this. Okay, I will read it properly. When will the induced current in the electrical conductor or coil be maximum? So underline, it will be maximum when the direction of motion of electric conductor is perpendicular to the magnetic field. In this case, what happened? Electrical induced current is maximum produced in the coil. Next, in order to show the direction of induced current, Fleming's right hand rule is very useful. So what is that rule? We are marking the answer here. Check. Start from here. First point, stretch the thumb, index finger and the middle finger in such a way that they will be perpendicular to each other. In this position, again we are changing the order here. Always you start the Fleming left or right hand rule. Your first finger is a forefinger. So we change the sequence of finger. First of all, you write down this. In this position, directly you write the index finger. If the index finger shows the direction of magnetic field and the thumb indicate, thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor. Then instead of and we are writing here, then the middle finger shows the direction of induced current. See the sequence of fingers again. Sequence of finger is up to here point first is over. This is the first point. Now second point, start from here. The index finger shows the direction of magnetic field and the thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor. Then use this word instead of and we are writing then the middle finger shows the direction of induced current. Induced word is important. If you are not writing, your 1 mark is lost. So be careful. Is called Fleming's right hand rule. All getting? Okay. Now introduction to the scientist. Michael Faraday, 1791 to 1867, was an experimental scientist. He was not formally educated. Teenager, Michael started working in a bookbinding shop. While reading books there, he got interested in science. Sir Humphrey Davy appointed him as a laboratory assistant in the Royal Institute, London. There, he discovered the laws of electromagnetic induction and the laws of electrolysis. Several universities offered him honorary degree, but Faraday refused to accept such honor. So this is a small information given about the Michael Faraday. So question related to this. Which two questions? State Faraday's law of induction, and second 2 mark question state Fleming's right hand rule. These two questions for your homework. So as per the explanation, you write down the answer. No need to write the full paragraph. Okay. Next point. Alternating current and direct current. Alternating current AC and direct current indicated as a DC in short. So far we have learned about a non-oscillatory current flowing in one direction. Non-oscillatory current flow in one direction in a circuit from the cell to the cell. Such a current is called as direct current. Mark diya. Start from here. A non-zero oscillatory up to the direct current. As against next question, what is meant by AC? A current changing the magnitude and direction after equal interval of time is called as alternating current. So first point in distinguish, your question is asked, distinguish between. Okay, distinguish between. This question asks for the 2 marks. So if you are writing the definition of both, so you are getting only half mark. In distinguish, both the points are correct in both the column, then you are getting half mark. 1 point is correct and second point is wrong, so you are getting 0 mark. That is the new rule of board, SSC board. The direct current can increase. The direct current can increase, can be stable or can reduce also, but it is not oscillatory. That is shown graphically in the figure. But alternating current is oscillatory. So in short, we are what we write, that is the second point. This is second point in DC and this is the second point in AC. AC is a oscillatory and DC is non-oscillatory. If you are writing short, then right now DC is the direct current is not oscillatory, alternating current is oscillatory. Clear? Next. As shown in the figure 4.19, is 4.19. Check this figure. Check this figure. Okay. As shown in the graph 4.19, check on it increase a maximum in the other direction and again reduce to 0. Sorry, I will show the graph properly. As shown in the graph 4.19, it increases to a maximum, then reduces to 0 and increases to maximum in the other direction and again reduces to 0. This one increases, reduces to 0, again increases in other direction, again reduces to 0. So this cycle is formed here. This is called as a wave. In the figure, magnitudes like here +1 and here -1, clear? Check in the graph, have been used to show the reverse direction. This is upward direction, then downward direction, again upward, again. It is called as a, so related to this middle line or axis shows the what? Reverse direction. The oscillation of the alternating current occurs in a sinusoidal manner. It is called as a sine wave. That's why using the word sinusoidal manner with time, and hence is shown by the symbol. What is the symbol? You write it separately. The symbol of alternating current is this. What is that symbol? That symbol is like this. How to write the symbol? Like this. Clear? That is, this is a symbol of AC current, that is alternating current. Direct current, next point, direct current flows in one direction. Alternating current flows in a reverse direction or sinusoidal manner, but direct current flows in one direction. But in alternating current flows in a periodic manner. That is the answer. This is the 2 points. In one cycle, in forward and reverse direction. Next, what is the frequency of AC and DC? That is the next distinguishing point. Check. In India, last paragraph. In India, in the power station generating electricity, one cycle changes in 1/50 seconds. So 1/time means nothing but the frequency. I think this we learned in standard 9. So 1/50 seconds, that is the frequency of AC is a 50 Hertz. So you write in short, the frequency in India, the frequency of AC is 50 Hertz. 50 Hertz means 50 cycles per second. Cycle per second called as Hertz. Hertz is a unit of frequency. When the electric power is transmitted over a long distance, it is beneficial to have it is AC form, as it results into minimum power loss. What is the benefit? It covers a maximum distance, but power loss is very minimum during the transmission. That is one benefit. Home supply is of alternating current. So electricity used at home, what type of that electricity? That is a alternating type of current. We have learned in the previous class about the precautions. Precaution taken, yes or no? Precaution taken while using the electricity. So what is the question? Distinguish between AC and DC. So you prepared, you write any 4 points from this explanation. That is a 2-mark question. Then electric generator. So you have seen the experiment based on electromagnetic induction. The current produced in this experiment was very small magnitude, but the same principle can be harnessed for the use of mankind to produce a large current. Your mechanical energy is used to rotate the current carrying coil in a magnetic field around the axle, thereby producing electricity. So related to this explanation, here some points are given about the construction, and then working also start from this point: axle and stationary carbon brushes, and continue the points. So I will show the answer. 3 to 5 mark question asked on this topic, like electric motor. So I will show in a systematic way. This is the second last point or last point of this lesson. Electric generator. See what are the types of question asked related to this topic. You take the screenshots and write the answers of these all pages. So this is a very important. I will give or explain the answer in very systematic manner. So try to study. Okay, I will show that last answer. Sorry, not this one. Okay, this is what is electric generator. First of all, first question, what is electric generator, and write its principle. Exact opposite definition related to the electric motor compared to electric motor. Electric generator, a device in which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, is called electric generator. In case of electric motor, what happened? Electrical energy transmit or transform or convert into mechanical energy, but here mechanical energy convert into the electrical energy, and that's why called as electric generator. So what is the principle here? Electric generator works on the principle of, what is the principle? Electromagnetic induction. That is the important principle of electric generator. Next, so here two types of generators are given. First type of generator is AC generator, and second type of generator is a DC generator. So we are studying first of all about the AC generator. Clear? Question, what is AC generator? Draw a neat labeled diagram and explain the construction and working. 3 to 5 mark question. So first of all, definition या meaning of AC generator. A generator which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy in the form of alternating current. Clear? See there, I will show the answer. A generator which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy in the form of alternating current is called AC generator. Allocating the 1 mark. 1 mark for the definition of AC generator. Afterward your work, you draw a neat label diagram from the textbook. Last page of the lesson, last page number 60 is given. On that page number 60, diagram of AC generator is given, that you draw the diagram. And then afterward I will show the answer of construction and working. Construction of AC generator. The main components of AC generator are: first one, rectangular coil, same explanation as per the electric motor, a large number of turns of resistive coating, means insulated copper wire wound on iron core is in a rectangular shape, forms a coil ABCD. Second, strong magnet. The coil is placed between the north and south pole of a strong horseshoe magnet, which provide a strong magnetic field. The branch AB and CD are perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. In this way arrangement is there. Now third, rings are there. What is present in electric motor? Split rings. But in case of generator, rings are there. You compare both the figures in textbook. So rings. The two ends of the loop is also called as a coil. The two ends of the loop or coil are connected to the two rings R1 and R2. These rings rotate along with the axle. Next component is axle. The two rings have resistive coating on their inner surfaces and are tightly fitted on the axle. So what is the main function of axle? The main function of axle is to rotate with the coil. Fifth component, carbon brushes. Same as per the electric motor. The two rings R1 and R2 have their outer conducting surfaces in contact with the two stationary carbon brushes B1 and B2 respectively. R1 ring is in contact with brush B1 and R2 ring is in contact with brush B2, and that are stationary. These two carbon brushes are used. What is the use of carbon brushes in electric generator? So use is given. These two carbon brushes are used to press the rings. So these are the components are used in electric AC generator. Now construction is over. Now working of AC generator. So I will show the answer point wise. You also write the answer point wise in exam. Don't forget. First point, when the axle is rotated with the help of machine from outside, then the coil ABCD starts rotating. Second point, the stationary carbon brushes B1 and B2 are connected to a galvanometer which shows the direction of the current in the circuit. Upon rotating the axle, the branch AB goes up and branch CD goes down. That is, the coil ABCD rotates clockwise. Be careful. In electric motor, that coil ABCD rotate in a anti-clockwise direction, but here in AC generator, this coil ABCD rotate in a clockwise direction. That is the difference between electric motor and AC generator. Remember this. Fourth point, according to, now in electric motor, according to Fleming's left hand rule, but in case of electric AC generator, according to which rule? Fleming's right hand rule. So according to Fleming's right hand rule, electric current is produced in the branches AB and CD and flows in the direction A to B, B to C and C to D. In the external circuit, the current flows from B2 to B1. Externally, outside that coil, current flows in which direction? From brush B2 to B1 through the galvanometer. You check in the figure, check in the diagram. Fifth point, after half rotation, what happened? Branch AB and branch CD exchange their position. After exchange these positions, what happened? Induced current goes as opposite direction, that is D to C, C to B and B to A. Initially that direction given here, A to B to C to D, but after half rotation what happened? Current is flowing in which direction? D to C, C to B and B to A. Initially these branches are like this, A, B, here C and here D. This is the coil. Current is flows in this direction. Check in the diagram. Yes, that is correct. But after half rotation, what happened? According to Fleming's right hand rule, this coil, see their branches. So here D, C and here A, B. Direction of the current is same. So tell me, in this first case, direction of the current is A, B, C, D. This is a clockwise direction. But after half rotation, what happened? That branches A, B and C, D exchange their positions, but current is flowing in V direction. Check the arrows from D to C, C to B and B to A. So direction is not changed. In both the cases, direction of the current is clockwise direction. All are getting right? Next point. But the branch BA is always in a contact with the brush B1 because that rings are stationary. Clear? So here what is given? Check. Branch B1 always in a contact with brush B1, and branch DC is always contact with brush B2. So in the external circuit, current flows from B1 to B2. So position of brushes also change. Like ABCD, yeah, DCBA, same way here. Initially check what is given. Initially, in first case, here, sorry, okay, I will show that position. Current flows from B2 to B1. Clear? Then see the next one. But after half rotation, what happened? Current flows from B1 to B2. Means these brushes also change their position as per, like branches also change A, B and CD. That is opposite to the previous half rotation. Current is flowing from B1 to B2 compared to first one, opposite to that previous half rotation. And last point, this repeats after every half rotation and alternating current, that is the AC current, is produced. What type of current is produced here? Alternately, that current is passing from brush B1 to B2. After half rotation, B2 to B1, alternately that current passing in this direction, and that's why current produced in this generator is alternating type of current, and that's why that is called as AC generator. So in this way, this is the working of AC generator. So in this way, this lesson is over, but one homework question given on the last page for you. So in assignment, I will show what are the questions of assignment. I will give the separate page also, photo also, but check. Assignment related to video number 6. State Fleming's left hand rule. Second, what is electric motor? Write its principle. Draw a neat diagram with a label and explain the construction and working of electric motor. Actually, this question given in exercise question number 2A. So you don't write in exercise again. Once time you write from here. What is electromagnetic induction? 1 mark. What is the use of galvanometer? How does it work? 2 marks. State Fleming's Faraday's laws of induction and State Fleming's right hand rule, 2 marks. Distinguish between, write 4 points in each column, half of mark for each correct pair. So you are getting 2 marks. Alternating current and direct current, that question. What is electric generator? Write its principle, 2 marks. What is AC generator? Draw a neat labeled diagram. Explain the construction and working. This is exercise question 2B. So for only one time you write the answer. If you write here, so don't write in exercise. 3 to 5 marks question. Same. What is DC generator? Now this is a homework question. You compare this. You try to find out first. What is DC generator? Draw a neat label diagram. Explain construction and working. This is again exercise question given, that is a question number 5. 3 to 5 mark question. I will give the answer of all these assignment questions next time. The distinguish given in exercise also question number 4. So you write only one time answer of these questions. And at the last, solve the following exercises question. Question number 1, 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Question 7 and 9. Out of this question, I will giving the answers of question number 7 and 9 in assignment 6 solution. Okay, so in this way we complete this lesson number 4, effects of electric current. Whatever the points given in our textbook, we are trying to complete it. Thank you.